I deliver this presentation to your guests, and again, thank you, honored partners, your ambassadors, I think that as a guest, you're wondering 2 or 3 questions. You're wondering, first and foremost, are these good people? And I think that's the most important, thing that people evaluate is, are these the type of people that I would like to be in business with? Are these good, honest people? Are they of solid reputations? Do they walk their talk? And are these the type of people that I'd have over for dinner? Are these the people that I'd like to go on a cruise with? And so that's the first question I'm going to attempt to answer, and that really comes from the person that invited you. You can make as much evaluation about me as a leader, but you really need to answer that question first and foremost. And then I think the second thing is in looking at this as a business opportunity, is looking at this as an ancillary revenue stream, and looking at this either part-time or full-time. Does it have a good product? Is there a good market for it? Is there good money to be made from it? And is this a business that's going to be around for a long time? And so to the extent that I can, I'm going to try and answer all those questions for you. And any other questions that you may have, go ahead and feel free to use the chat functionality up in that upper left-hand side. And so with that as a backdrop, we're in the vacation travel business. We're in the mass market vacation travel business. And let me just ask you a question. If you're in the Northeast, what do you need a vacation from? The weather, absolutely. And the second question is, what is your recipe for an ideal vacation? What is your recipe for an ideal vacation? What has to happen? What connections, what activities do you need to have to produce what? That feeling of feeling recharged and relaxed when you go out on that type of vacation. And then the last quick question is, what percent of people do you think would like to be on vacation right now? I think it's a majority. And so here's what you need to know. When I sat down to start this business, I Googled the wonders of the world, and I made a promise to my family, to my children, that I would enable them to continue to see the world with me as a family over the course of the next 3 to 5 years. And we've traveled. I've traveled my entire life. My father was an Air Force pilot, and we pretty much got up and moved every 3 years. I was fortunate to spend my formative years, 6th grade through 12th grade, in one place. And then I studied in Europe, and again, I've been traveling and exploring my entire life. I studied my first 2 years in college in Germany, and I actually was a tour guide to help pay for those school trips. And so if that's part of who you are, if you like to travel, if you'd like to, sail and explore, then, pay attention closely to what I'm about to take you through, because these are the places that I wrote down that I wanted to go to. I've not been to the fjords. Has anybody on the call been to the fjords? I think people traveling internationally that come to the States want to go to New York. I've traveled to Hawaii multiple times. I lived in California, so that was an easy vacation destination for us. I've been to Europe. I've been down to Australia. I've been to Barcelona, been to the Caribbean. I've not been to Hong Kong. The idea for this business started when I was doing work in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. I've not been to Alaska. I've been to Northern Africa, but the rest of Africa I've not been to. South America I've not been to. The pyramids in the Middle East and Egypt. The Greek Isles I've been fortunate enough to go to. But if any of those places are on your travel bucket list, then pay close attention, because that's the promise that I made to my family, and you, our partners, are part of our family. And so just by way of quick background and introduction, I'm going to be the host on today's call. My name is Michael Hutchison. I'm the founder, the CEO of this business, and I'm very grateful, very fortunate to have this opportunity. I feel immensely privileged and blessed to be given the immense responsibility to lead this adventure, if you will. And this is not my first rodeo, if you will. I've had a couple of huge home runs. I've had lots of strikeouts. One of my first startups was working with Tony Robbins' company from the mid-'80s to the mid-'90s. And a lot of fun. Traveled the world, opened up markets all over the world, and that was a big adventure for all of us, and have a legacy of relationships and an annuity of contacts with that business. I was part of a financial education company in the worst downturn in the financial market. From 2008 to 2011, we drove that business from a little to a lot to in excess of 100 million. And so I've always been very fortunate, very lucky, if you will, in creating that luck of being at the right place at the right time. And I've done that by way of surrounding myself with the executive advisors that we have on our team. And they are some of the top lawyers in travel, top entrepreneurs, top software technologists, and top venture capitalists around the world. And again, my time with Tony Robbins was very special. And I was, again, part of that team when it was about 12 people. And the company was actually in excessive debt, and I didn't learn about it until I was there 3 months. And what a rude awakening that was to know that I had uprooted my family from the East Coast to the West Coast, and the company was essentially upside down. And I had to make a decision. Is this something that I wanted to plant my flag and make my home, or should I just pack it up and go back? And I decided to stay, and the rest, they say, is history. And again, we knocked it out of the park with Robbins. And so what is in cruises? We are the first cruise travel membership club. We're the fastest growing vacation travel community in the whole world. And I've had this vision, and I feel like I've been put on this earth to meet you, to enrich others' lives. And I always wanted to enrich my life, my family's life. I wanted to make life better for those close to me. I wanted to make life better for everybody around me. And that's our vision. Our vision is to make a measurable contribution to your life, to help you to create wealth in not just monetarily sense, but in all areas of your life, emotionally, spiritually, physically, in all areas of your life, to enrich and make the world a better place by the way that we show up. And this business is built on strong values and strong culture. The DNA of our company is good, honest people that love to get together, that love to hang out, that love to give each other a hard time like family, that hold each other accountable. And I tell you, the one central tenet to all of us is we live to give back. And we have a lucrative, simple business and way to make money that I'll explain in just a couple of minutes. Let me tell you who we're not. We in Cruises are a travel agency, but we don't empower those that come to work with us as partners to be travel agents. We don't sell individual cruises to the general public the way a travel agent does. We have what's called a closed-end membership or a private membership club. We have a simple lifestyle vacation membership business, and we don't discount cruises. That's important for you to know right off the bat. And we have a compelling, bold, unstoppable mission, and that is to make amazing vacation experiences more affordable for the everyday person. Vacation is just not for the rich and retired. It's not for the wealthy. The vision for this company is to empower the everyday person, the person that you meet on the street, to make it more affordable, to make it reliable, something that they can count on. And if you choose to participate in the business opportunity with us, to make it very profitable, to make it lucrative. And so here's the concept that we came up with to make it affordable. We devised this membership service around what's called cruise dollars. And so if you've been a member of any type of membership, like AAA in the U.S. or Netflix as an example, or SkyTel overseas, anything where you have to put in money as a member, pay a membership due, and what does that membership enable you to do? Well, it enables you to have benefits. You derive value from that membership, and that membership enables you to be able to, for the most part, drive down the cost of it because of the aggregate, the sum of all the members. And so when you become a member of Cruises, it's $100 US per month in a membership due. And what we do is we match that $100 with what we call cruise dollars. And cruise dollars are the equivalent of a credit, a travel credit. So you put in 100, you get 200. You put in 300, you have 600. You put in 500, you have 1,000. You get the idea. And I was fortunate at the age of 25 to be introduced to this whole idea of this wealth building principle called pay yourself first. Now check this out. I actually Googled this right before today's call. And look at this. Pay yourself first right there on Google. Decide how much to pay yourself. Now that you know how much you have left over, you can decide how much to pay yourself. Set a savings goal. Create an account that is separate from all your other accounts and put that money into the account as soon as it's available and then leave the money alone. The difference there is when you want to vacation with us, when you want to redeem your cruise dollars, that's when you have access to those cruise dollars account. And let me just show you my personal account. Let me just show you mine just for a second. Bear with me. There we go. So here's my cruise dollar account. So I started accumulating membership cruise dollars March 2016. So I put in 100, got 200. And then in November actually, I redeemed 1,378 cruise dollars to take my boys on a Christmas family vacation. And then again, picked it right back up, put in 100, got 200, and now I've got $1,221.08 in cruise dollars in my account. Do you see how it works? You put in 100, the company matches you with 100. After 5 months, you have 1,000. After 12 months, you have 2,400. And it's all based on the number one wealth building principle of pay yourself first. Okay? And so here's what's important. There are no limits to how much you can cruise each year as long as you've got what? Sufficient cruise dollars. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. And you redeem your cruise dollars to book what we call Global Dream Cruises. That's the entire inventory of cruises all over the world. A few more explanations about cruise dollars. They never expire as long as what? You remain an active member. Now, I'm often asked, Hutch, what happens if I have to suspend my account? And I say, look, I get it. If you know that something is coming up on the horizon, I'm going to encourage you to use your cruise dollars. Redeem those cruise dollars and go book yourself on a cruise. Otherwise, if you have to suspend it, we get it, life gets in the way, you have 12 months of flexibility to reactivate your account. So if you stop for 2 months, you would pay $200, and as soon as you make up the $200, we would what? We would deposit 400 cruise dollars into your account. So we match the past due fees. In the unlikely event that the flexibility of the 1 year, the 12 months, does not work out for you, then that account will be closed and those forfeited cruise dollars will be donated to our charity of choice, which is the Make-A-Wish Foundation, that helps what? Children who have diseases and they can't provide for themselves. I'm excited that I participated last night in a big fundraiser for Make-A-Wish, and we are so lucky to be able to take a family this summer on a Disney cruise because this child who's dying, whose wish is to go on a Disney cruise. And can't talk about that too much because I get too sensitive, I get too excited. But at any rate, big kudos to all of us for making that available. And so the first question I'm often asked is, well, what if I have to stop? And then the second question is, Hutch, how do you make that work? How do you make the 2-for-1 work? And the answer is very transparent, straightforward. It's a proprietary blend. Well, what does that mean? It just means it's private. We're a private company. But it's a combination. It's a combination of the leverage that we have with the cruise lines and our booking provider and the monthly membership. We manage that recurring membership asset. And we have the best, what I feel like the most perfect distribution system, which is word-of-mouth advertising. We compensate you through a network marketing compensation model. And our secret sauce is that we are scaling this business without adding huge overhead costs. See, unlike the cruise lines, I don't have massive call agents taking calls. We book it right from our website. And when you go out on a cruise as a passenger, the cruise line takes care of you. They look after you and love on you every day. And we'll talk about in just a second. And so I don't have to expend all those dollars to make that work. And we don't manufacture, we don't inventory, we don't ship a product. And so again, you use your cruise dollars that I showed you to pay for a cruise 100% or to reduce the price. And again, you have access to the worldwide inventory. There's upwards of 5,500 cruises that we make available. And I'll show those to you. And let me just go ahead and show it to you now. You go right into our site. You go into our site. And just as I'm showing you now, and so just a couple things. So here's just some, here's some cruises that are going out of Miami as an example. And the person that invited you can share their screen and give you access to their site in demo mode. Here's a couple things just to point out. This is a 3-night Bahama cruise from Miami. Here's what's cool. When you click on that little icon there, you can convert the currency to any currency that you'd like to show people, from the Swiss franc to Canadian dollars to the European euro. It's all right there. Again, very transparent right in front of you, so you know exactly what you're booking. And so what we do is we break it down, what the price is for that cruise. Now, you go in and you view the offer, and then you say, I want to book this cruise. A couple of things just to point out. We show you there the inside stateroom and ocean view and balcony. Apparently, suites are not available on that particular cruise. And again, if you wanted to see what it was like in a different currency, you could do so. And you just say, I would like to book this cruise. I want to point out the prices shown here are in US dollars, and it's based on double occupancy. Double occupancy means there's 2 people in a cabin, all right? And what we're showing you here, the prices shown here, they include port charges, but they don't include taxes. Let me show you when the taxes will be applied. You say, book this cruise. You enter the number of adults. I'm going to say 2 adults. And for the sake of example, we'll say no children. I'm going to say that nobody's over the age of 55. Nobody has is employer with the airline, and nobody has a military discount. And then you search for cabin categories. And you see there it's starting to search and actually go into that entire inventory, connecting through what's called an API, application programming interface, right into that cruise inventory. So now you see for 2 people, the price is $947.82. So that's for 2 people, and that does include the port charges and taxes. Then we break it down for you in terms of what the cost is per night and what the cost is per person. You guys see that? So again, you have immediate access to the entire inventory, any cruise, any time of year, any ship, any port that you want to go on, all over the world. And I'm about to make a very compelling case as to what we have is just not available anyplace else. So again, you have access to the entire inventory, upwards of 5,500 cruises. We're working with all the major cruise lines around the world. There's nobody that we're not working with. And again, you just have to just fill in the information, pick which port you want to go out of and put the dates, and then just submit the information. All right, so far so good? All right, a couple more things. Now, I'm often asked, hey Hutch, why cruising? Well, to make amazing vacations affordable and reliable and accessible, we knew that cruising was by far the best value. Cruising, when you compare accommodations, so overnight stays, your meals, your snacks, your room service, your entertainment, and you compare it to a land resort, cruising was 30 to 50% less in price compared to that land vacation or resort stay. Say, for example, Las Vegas or Orlando, Florida. And we knew that cruising ranked #1 overall with a 90+% satisfaction. And so for us, here's our bold promise. Our bold promise is that we're starting with something, cruising, which is already 30 to 50% less than a typical land resort, and we're going to make that price lower. We do that by way of the cruise dollars. So you go find the lowest price on our site, because our site that I showed you was on par with all the cruise lines and the lowest prices available on the internet. When you redeem your cruise dollars, meaning when you apply your cruise dollars right from that booking, we take that lowest price and we make it lower. Let me say it again. We make the lowest prices available lower when you redeem your cruise dollars. Why? Because with your cruise dollars, you're getting the equivalent of 50 cents on the dollar. So again, remember what I said in the beginning. We don't discount cruises. The value of our membership is the 2-for-1 cruise dollars. And so suffice it to say that what we have is unmatched, unavailable any place in the market, bar none, period. Now, you may be able to find occasionally online a cruise price that may be a little bit lower than ours, and there's going to be good reason for it. Maybe a big tour operator had group space and they couldn't sell it, so they're trying to unload it. But hear me again. When you redeem your cruise dollars, 2-for-1, we make the lowest price lower in the market. You can't get what we have anyplace else. No other travel agency has what we have to offer. Nobody. I'm not competing with Expedia. I'm not competing with Travelocity. They can't compete because of the exclusivity of the membership. Does that make sense to you? Now I'd like to explain the rules for redeeming your cruise dollars. Here's how you receive value. So once you've made up to 12 membership payments, you can use 60% of your cruise dollars per cruise. From month 13 to 24, that allowance increases to 70% per cruise. From payments 25 to 36, so your third year, the allowance increases to 80% per cruise. 37 to 48 increases to 90%. And then after making 49 membership payments, it increases to 100% per cruise. You got that? So far, so good? So let me just give you a quick example. Let's say you've been a member for a month. You put in $100, and you have 200 cruise dollars in your account. 60% in your first month is how much? It's $120. So when you go to book this 3-night cruise, you could use $120 towards that $355 price. You guys got that? And then you would just make up the difference in cash. But remember, for the 2-for-1 cruise dollars, you're getting it at 2-for-1, the equivalent of 50 cents on the dollar. Let's say, for example, that you've 5 months. You've put in $500 and you have 1,000 cruise dollars. 60% of 1,000 cruise dollars in year one is $600. $600 would enable you to book that cruise right there. $600 and still have cruise dollars left over to book the following cruise. Is it making sense to you? So a couple key takeaways. We have one product, Global Dream Cruises. It's the entire inventory. You can pick any cruise on any line. If you have a favorite line, book it. If you have a favorite ship, book it. If you are close to a particular port, go there. If there's a particular time that you want to go use it. You have total flexibility. You're in control. And a couple things worth repeating. Our prices are on par with the lowest prices being promoted by the cruise lines and the popular booking engines, Vacations to Go, Cruises.com, Cruise Critic. They're on par. But remember, your membership savings is a result of the generous 2-for-1, and then that's what makes what we have the best, bar none in the industry. And that gives me a tremendous sense of satisfaction and pride. And so hopefully I've given you a compelling reason to strongly consider our membership. Now, if you're looking at this as a business, it's always important to talk, what about the market, Hutch? What about this marketplace? Well, look, the vacation market is $8 trillion. That $8 trillion is going to go to $15 trillion by the end of the decade. Cruising is by far the fastest growing segment within that $8 trillion segment. 25.3 million people are going to cruise this year. There's tremendous upside. Only 20% of the U.S. population has ever been on a cruise. Again, it's not just for the rich and the retired. It's for everybody. And so that number grows and drops to 10% in Europe and 2% the rest of the world. What we have is total upside. And again, look at this industry report. Look at the growth there since 2009 to 2017, 25.3 million passengers. And here's a couple other cool things. Again, when you're on a cruise, you have room service 24/7. You've got movies 24/7. You've got snacking 24/7. It's the number one value. It's already 30 to 50% less than a land resort, 30 to 50% less. And then with the cruise dollars, we make the lowest prices even lower. And I'm not going to use the word monopoly, but we've got something very special. We're going to attract a majority of the marketplace. Here's what else is compelling. The cruise industry spends upwards of $300 to $500 million every year in television. I'm sorry, not just in TV, but in advertising, internet, newspaper, primarily television. You can't watch TV tonight without seeing a Royal Caribbean or a Viking Cruise Line ads. They're on all the time. Here's what's kind of cool. If you're looking at this as a business opportunity, let me tell you where I've created wealth in my life. I've gotten behind big waves. I've gotten in early. And so here's a couple of businesses that we modeled. We modeled the App Store. We modeled the Google Play Store. What did they do? They allowed developers to create apps, and they made it reliable and accessible and affordable to be able to buy right from your phone. Look what Airbnb has done, the largest controller of room nights in the world. What did they do? They enable the everyday person, a homeowner, somebody that has a flat, an apartment, a condo, to make their place available for rent. Three guys that went in someplace and needed to make some money, and they put air mattresses in their apartment in San Francisco. And 8, 9, 10 years later, their company's worth $25 billion. We got a presence in 190 countries. The hotels are upset with them. Look what Uber has done. They've transformed your ability to go from point A to point B. What they do? They empowered the everyday person to use their private car, and they now have 160,000 drivers around the world. It's the fastest startup in history. They're in 66 countries. They're valued at $50 billion. You can get a ride quickly. We have access to the global inventory of cruises. We're making it affordable by way of cruise dollars. We're taking what's already the lowest, and we're making it lower. We've got on track to be at 5,000 partners. We're just about there. $40 billion industry. We're disrupting it in a very positive way. And again, this is where massive wealth is going to be created in this shift, in the same way that the App Store, Google Play Store, Airbnb, Uber, Etsy, it just goes on and on, have shifted. We're creating that same shift. So now I'd like to focus on a couple reasons why you'd want to be a partner with us. Why do you like to promote the business? I've already talked about the fact that we have a product that nobody else has access to. We've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that have gone on cruises with us all over the world. There's two most important reasons, and that's to refer others through word of mouth, to become members, and to become membership free. And what that means is, I'll explain it in a second, is that you stop paying your $100 membership free. There's only one thing better than traveling the world, and that's what? Not having to pay for it. There's only one thing better than not having to pay for it, and that's to get paid to do it. And so I'll explain it in just a second. And then secondly is to what? To dig in, to pay the price, to start a business. Everybody dreams of being their own boss. I've had that dream since I was 25 years old. And I'm so grateful to have this opportunity. I was first really introduced to this industry when I went to work as a consultant for two gentlemen, Eric Warray and Jeff Olson, when they started a company called the People's Network. And it certainly has not been an overnight success. It's taken me 21 years to build what we have. But we've got something that's going to be around for a very, very, very long time. I want to answer the question, is there good money to be made? We pay people three ways. We pay you, our partners, up front. We pay you through residual income, and we pay you through leadership pay. And let me just do this. Let me just go ahead and explain it and show it to you the way that it works. All right? If you go into our site, if you go into our back office, if you will, and you go to the partnership page, you can see this presentation repeated for at least the next few weeks. And then everything that we have is very transparent, very upfront. Nothing is hidden. The compensation program is right there. So if you were to pull down that compensation program, let me show you what you would find. You would get this document here called the Cruises Compensation. And so let me just explain a couple things. Again, when you refer people to our membership, when you refer 5 members, we thank you and we tell you to stop paying your $100 membership dues. Isn't that a nice exchange of value? You refer by word of mouth 5 members, and we say thank you. Stop paying your $100 membership. What's the value of that? What's the value of that exchange? Most people would say $1,200. That's right, because you would pay $100 a month times 12, $1,200. But then when you consider we match, it's $2,400 in value. And I love the fact that we live to give. I love every day that we've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of partners that are membership fee free. I love the fact that this is our DNA, that we live to give, because I love giving gifts. I love surrounding myself with my friends and the people that I care about, and nothing that gets me going more excited than to know that I'm able to give to people every day. And you have that same opportunity with us. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you gave somebody a $1,200 gift? When was the last time you gave somebody a $2,400 gift? Guess what? We as a company, we get to do it every day. And we live in this excited, amazing state of mind, knowing that we're giving back and contributing to everybody that's a part of our team. $2,400, a nice exchange of value for referring us to 5 members. When you refer us to partner members, and I'll explain that in just a second, we pay out an instant pay bonus of between $50 and $150 per partner member. And so it accelerates. On the first partner member, we'll pay $50, on the second $60, third $70, on up to $150. These bonuses start at the first of the month, and they're reset at the end of the month. And the promise is by instant that we'll pay them within 24 hours. Our track record is such that we typically pay them in less than 3 hours. And so when you refer a partner member, a member that promotes the business, we pay instant pay bonuses. When you refer 3 members on top of the instant pay bonus, we pay a producer bonus. And again, the person that referred you can explain the compensation in more depth. We also pay residual. What does residual income mean? It's money that continues to flow even though you aren't putting the effort and energy to make it flow. And here's the way it works. Remember the exchange of value for referring 5 members? When you're 5, when one of your 5 does what you did and they become membership free, then for every member from that point forward that makes the payment, we pay you $5. So if you had 100, that'd be $500 per month. If you had 500, it'd be $2,500 per month. If you had 2,000, that'd be $10,000. It's called residual income on top of the instant pay, on top of the producer bonuses. It's monthly residual. It's projected because it's paid up to what's considered 5 levels, or down 5 levels, if you will. What it means is you want to sponsor as many people, you want to refer as many people, because there is a limit down to 5 levels or up to 5 levels. You want to bring as many people into the business direct to you as possible, because that's projected income. Now I'm going to talk about fixed income. Our fixed income is what's paid through our leadership bonuses. It's for building a team. And let me just break it down for you. When you have attracted 30 members on your team, so if you're 5, got 5, that would be 25, plus 5, that's 30 members, you would have a projected residual bonus each month of 150. How do I get that number? 30 times 5 is 150. And then when you have 30 members, you start to receive 500 fixed income as a bonus every month for a total of $650, which is about $6,000 to $7,000 in pay raise that you've given yourself and your family for starting to attract a team of 30 people, just 30 people. When you have 100 people on your team, you're bringing in $1,500 monthly. When you have 250, you're bringing $3,750, $4,000, upwards of 4,000, call it, $48,000 for having 250 people on your team, $500, $7,500, $1,000, $15,000, $2,000, $30,000 a month, $3,000, $45,000 a month, and at our highest level, called an executive director, you're making at a minimum $80,000. And my nature is not to oversell and hype. Here's what's important. These fixed bonus amounts, these residual amounts that I'm showing are on top of the instant pay bonuses, on top of the producer bonuses, and on top of the incentive travel awards that we make available. That again, the person that sponsored you, make sure you get back with them and they can help answer these questions as it relates to the compensation plan. But it's all transparent, all very honest and reliable, and I think very attainable. We don't have to we don't have to blow smoke. We don't have to hype this plan. I think it's very, very generous, but of course I'm biased. And again, you need to check it out. And all questions as it relates to it, they're on the site. We have incentives every month. We've got a Rolex watch incentive to First International directors. Again, you can pull down this document and see examples. If you want to just make some good part-time income, this will outline what you need to have. If you'd like to make the good, great full-time income, build a team of 500. There you're making almost 6 figures, 90 grand. A fixed income of $5,000 a month, plus residual income, plus what instant pay bonuses, and on and on. And again, if you want to generate a audacious, a gorgeous income, $1 million, 7 figures, build a team of 5,000. It's going to take a lot of work. You're going to work your tail off. You got to have heart. You got to have hustle. You got to have executive skills. You've got to be able to communicate. And you know what else? To get started with all this, you just got to do what I've done and just press play. You just got to press play on the website and just show them what? Show them this presentation. That's what's required, is just to be able to press play. But you do have to what? You do have to market. You do have to hustle. You got to put a lot of effort and energy into it. And we're very sincere about that. All right? So that's the compensation plan. Now I'd like to tell you a little bit more about the compelling vision for all of us. I alluded to this number of 25.3 million. That's the number of passengers. Now I'd like you to get into my head. It's what I think about every day. 25.3 million passengers. Our executive advisor, one of the top travel attorneys, came on board because he feels we're going to attract the majority of the marketplace. And so I thought to myself, well, if we just attracted 1% of that market, that's 250,000 partner members. That's exclusive of the vacation market. That's just the cruise market. And that's exclusive of those people what? That want to work from home. Moms that want to stay home. Dads that want to stay home. Those that are looking for an ancillary revenue stream. So 253,000 partner members, and knowing that it takes 5,000 members that I just showed you in our compensation plan, when you divide that out, that gets me excited knowing that our legacy is going to be that we're going to be able to surround ourselves with at least $50+ million earners, million earners, those making 7 figures. I get so excited about it, I start to stutter. Countless millionaires on our team in the next several years, 2020. It's perfect vision. And so that's one of the things that gets me up early and keeps me driving all day. And then what else gets me going is to know that we'll have over 1,000 families that are going to earn 6 figures or more. And more importantly, that we made a difference, that we can look at ourselves in the mirror and know that we gave it our all. We left it all in the field, as they say in a sports analogy, given that we're into basketball here in the U.S., but we changed the world. We're crazy enough to think that we could change the world. And we exposed what? We exposed people to great fun, great people all over the world in a marvelous, gorgeous way. Guess what I think about? By 2025, we will pay out in excess of $300 million in terms of commissions and cruise dollar bookings. And so here's what I just got to ask you. If you missed, some of these great opportunities in your lifetime, you only get 1 or 2 shots. I've had 2, and I'm going to pull a hat trick with this 3rd one. Did you miss Google? Did you miss Facebook? Did you miss the Apple transformation? If you did, guess what? A shift is happening right now in vacation travel, and we're leading the way. And so you have the chance to accelerate the vision and growth that we're on in a part-time or a full-time income space. I want to just emphasize the fun that we have. This is my office. This is me in San Juan, Puerto Rico. This is El Yunque in the rainforest. When we go out on cruises, we wear these buttons that say get paid to cruise. It's reactive. It's not proactive. It's reactive. They're magnets. When people see us on cruise, they stop us. When we're in elevators, they stop us. When we're in dining halls, they stop us. When we're in ice bars, they stop us. We get stopped all the time. And again, I just want to emphasize the ability to network and to create lifetime relationships with people all over the world is what we're all about. And there's a group of Russian ladies. What an amazing love story. What an amazing group that have never met each other. All originally from the Russian Federation, but now live all over the world, and they communicate with each other constantly. And again, my children, they're on the first cruise that we took over the summer. And at my age, I'm 55 going on 25. In my mindset, hey, if it's not fun, why in the world would you do it? Let me tell you what other resources you get if you decide to build a business with us. We give you world-class tools. You get your own customized referral link. You get your own corporate email if you want to use it. We have an email marketing system. We have a CRM. We have business cards that you can download. We train like maniacs. That's my background. We're a leadership development company, bar none. That's who we are first and foremost. We're in the leadership development business. We've got iPhone apps. We have people talking about us all over the world. And again, just go back to the site, team. Go back to the site and look at the testimonials of people that have traveled with us. Look at all these testimonials. Again, everyday people that you'll fall in love with. And here's what they have to say. The sincerity, the congruency of the message. Make sure that you get back to the website. Make sure you get back to the person that invited you and check all those out. All right? And so let me just wrap things up. 3 ways to take the opportunity to be in business with us, but not by yourself. Become a partner member. It's the most popular option. It's $195 US to be a partner, and then $100 per month to start putting money away to pay yourself first. It's $295. Partners pay $195 to have what? Access to those world-class tools that you'll feel very good about. And if you don't want to make money, I'm cool with that. If you don't want to make money and you just want to take advantage of the exclusive membership savings, then get on board as a member. And so again, you can ignore this opportunity. I can tell you, as a father and a business owner and an entrepreneur my entire life, I don't regret anything. There are a few things that I have regretted, and those weren't the things that I did. Man, have I made some major blunders in my life. Man, have I stayed in the business too long. But you know what? I've never regretted something that I did, where I really rolled up my sleeves and didn't just put one foot in, but just, dove in. Never regretted any of that. But I can tell you I have some major regrets about things that I did not do. Because with all sincerity, we're just getting started. We haven't even scratched the scratch. We're going to be a household name around the world. And so you can choose to get on board and take action, or you know what? Feel sorry for yourself and not do so. And if what we shared today and what I shared doesn't resonate with you and we missed the mark, I appreciate you hearing me out. But let me know, let the person that invited you know, how can we get better? How can we satisfy and meet your needs? But get on board. $295 to become a partner member. Partner members bring us members. Members don't bring us members. Partner members do. Strive for 5. How quickly can you become membership free? We've had people do it within hours. We've had people do it within days. Most people, it takes a few weeks. And again, if the values that you hold ring true, that you feel like you are a servant to others, that you want to make good money for adding value to others, then get on board and promote our simple membership. We've got, again, just to recap, hopefully I've given you enough to make a good business decision that we've got a winning product. We have exclusivity in the market. We make something that's the best value better. We make the best better. We make lower prices lower. We have a winning, generous, lucrative compensation plan that pays you right out of the gate and that pays you consistently over time. And again, the company culture is to have fun, to work hard, play hard, to give back, to attract good, honest people, to develop ourselves, to grow, to stretch day in and day out. And if that's the case, then you're at the right place at the right time. But guess what? What we have is already working. In the last year, we've got a presence in 150-plus countries around the world. And so, again, if you're now asking yourself, is this something that I can do? I can just tell you, of course you can. If you can press play and play this video and show other people, and you know people that love to travel, you know people that love to explore, you know people like you that have a heart and that want to hustle and that want to contribute and want to be the hero of their families and want to start to make a good, attainable, realistic income of $650 to upwards of $4,000 a month in the next few months, then get back to that person invited on today's call and say, dude, I'm in, or madam, I'm in, whatever the case may be. Either way, I appreciate you hearing me out. I give you my heartfelt thanks and appreciation and sincerity. And again, what an immense privilege we have to be able to spend this time with you. And I wish you continued success, continued abundance and blessings, and I look forward to welcoming you on board. Thanks for hearing me out. You guys have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you soon. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.